Namaste and welcome to TradeLele Lab. Before we begin, this video is for education purposes only. Nothing here is a buy or sell recommendation or investment advice. Options are risky. SEBI's own studies show over 90% of individual F&O traders lose money, so please learn first, do your own research, and consult a registered advisor before you trade a single rupee. In this lesson I will explain the option chain completely from scratch, assuming you know nothing. We will cover what an option even is, calls versus puts, strike prices, the premium you pay, and then the four numbers that really matter, open interest, the OI change, the put-call ratio or PCR, and delta, plus implied volatility, a worked example, the common mistakes beginners make, and finally how to actually use all of this. Take it slowly, and by the end this table will make complete sense. Let's begin. So, what is an option chain? Think of it simply as the full price list for every option contract available on one stock or one index. Just like a shop has a rate card for everything it sells, the exchange publishes an option chain for Nifty, for Bank Nifty, and for every F&O stock. This one in front of us is the chain for the Nifty index. Now look at its shape. It has three clear parts. On the left side, colored green, are all the call options. We write a call as CE. On the right side, colored red, are all the put options, written as PE. And running straight down the middle is the strike price, the ladder of price levels that these options are tied to. So read it row by row. Each row is one strike price, with its matching call option sitting on the left and its matching put option on the right. That's the entire structure. It looks busy at first, but once you can read this single table, you can read the entire market's options positioning in one glance, which is exactly what we are going to learn to do. Let's start at the very top. Here you choose the underlying. That just means the stock or index the options belong to. Right now it's set to Nifty, but you could switch to Bank Nifty, to Sensex, or to any individual F&O stock like Reliance or HDFC Bank. Right next to it is the spot price. That big number is the live price of the Nifty index itself, along with how much it's up or down today. Everything in the chain revolves around that spot price. Now just below, you'll see these tabs. These are the expiry dates. This is important. Unlike a share, an option does not live forever. It expires. A weekly option expires this week. A monthly option expires at the end of the month. The nearer the expiry, the cheaper the option, but also the faster it loses value as the clock runs down. So choosing an expiry is a real decision, not a detail. Finally, this summary strip gives you the essentials at a glance: the days to expiry counting down, the market lot size which is the minimum quantity you're allowed to trade in one go, and two numbers we will spend real time on shortly, the ATM implied volatility and the PCR. Now the absolute heart of it, calls versus puts. An option is simply a contract that gives you the right, but not the obligation, to buy or sell at a fixed price. A call option, CE, gains value when the price goes up, so you buy a call when you are bullish, when you expect the market to rise. A put option, PE, gains value when the price goes down, so you buy a put when you are bearish, when you expect a fall. Keep it that simple in your head: CE for up, PE for down. Now you'll also hear three terms: in the money, at the money, and out of the money. At the money simply means the strike closest to the current spot price, the middle of the chain. For calls, strikes below the spot are in the money and already carry real value, while strikes above the spot are out of the money and cheaper but riskier. For puts it's the mirror image. And one rule that matters on TradeLele: we only ever buy options. We never sell or short them. Why? Because when you buy an option, The most you can lose is the premium you paid. Your risk is capped and known in advance. When you sell options, your loss can be many times your gain. For a learner, buying is by far the safer place to stand. Every option has a price, and you'll find it in the LTP column, the last traded price. This is the premium, the actual amount of money you pay per share to buy that one option. To get the real rupees, multiply that premium by the lot size shown in the strip. So if a Nifty call trades at 80 rupees and the lot is 75, one lot costs you 80 times 75, 6,000 rupees, and that 6,000 is the maximum you can lose. Now here's something crucial about that premium. It's made of two parts. The first is intrinsic value, how much the option is already in the money, its real worth right now. The second is time value, the extra you pay purely for the time remaining until expiry. And this is the catch that traps beginners. Time value melts away every single day, and it melts faster and faster as expiry approaches. That slow leak is called theta decay. It is the reason that simply buying an option and holding it can lose money even when you were right about the direction, because while you waited, the clock quietly ate your premium. With options, timing is not a small thing, it is everything. Now we reach the single most useful column for reading market sentiment, OI, open interest. Open interest is the number of option contracts that are currently open, still live, still outstanding, at that particular strike. Please don't confuse it with volume. Volume is how many contracts changed hands today, but open interest is how many positions are still sitting open right now. Here is how you read it, and it's genuinely powerful. A large open interest at a strike means a large amount of money is parked at that level, and that turns the strike into something like a wall. Heavy call open interest sitting above the current price tends to act as resistance, a ceiling the market struggles to break through, because the big call sellers there will defend it. Heavy put open interest sitting below the current price tends to act as support, a floor, because the put sellers there want that level to hold. To make this easy, this page tags the strikes with the very highest open interest with a gold badge and a colored bar, so you can instantly see where the biggest positions are stacked. And here's the trick that ties it together. Find the strike with the biggest put OI just below the spot, and the strike with the biggest call OI just above it, and you have just read, straight from the market, the range it expects to stay inside until this expiry. No prediction, no guessing, you're simply reading where the real money has committed. Right beside open interest is the OI change column, how much that open interest grew or shrank just today. This is where you catch what's happening right now, not last week. Reading OI and its change together tells you a story in 4 simple patterns. When price rises and OI rises, that's a long build-up, fresh buyers stepping in, bullish. When price falls and OI rises, that's a short build-up, fresh sellers pressing down, bearish. When price rises and OI falls, that's short covering, sellers running for the exit, which pushes price up. And when price falls and OI falls, that's long unwinding, buyers giving up. You don't have to memorize all 4 today, but the idea is this: rising OI means fresh money and conviction, falling OI means positions closing and a level losing its strength. So the change column is how you tell a stale, forgotten level apart from one the big players are actively defending this very session. A quick but important clarification, because beginners mix these up constantly: volume versus open interest. Volume is the number of contracts traded during the day. It resets to 0 every morning. Open interest is the number of contracts still held open. It carries over from day to day. Think of it like a swimming pool. Volume is how many people jumped in and out through the day, while open interest is how many are still in the water right now. High volume with rising OI means new positions are genuinely being built, High volume with falling OI means all positions are being closed. Watching both together keeps you from being fooled by noise. Now, the PCR, the put-call ratio, shown right here in the summary strip so you never have to calculate it yourself. The idea is simple. It's the total put open interest divided by the total call open interest across the chain. If the PCR is above 1, there are more puts open than calls, and that is generally read as supportive or bullish, because it means put sellers are confident the floor will hold. If it's below 0.7, it's call heavy, meaning heavier resistance sitting overhead. But now the nuance that most beginners get completely wrong. At extremes, the PCR flips and becomes contrarian. A very, very high PCR often means almost everyone is already bullish and positioned, so there are few buyers left to push higher, and the market tends to snap back down. And a very low PCR can mark the opposite, a bottom. So please, never treat PCR as a simple buy or sell button. Use it the way a good trader does, as a gauge of the overall mood, one piece of the puzzle you combine with everything else on the screen. Let's talk about delta, the first of the option Greeks, shown in this column. Delta answers a very practical question you'll ask constantly. If the index moves by 1 point, how much will this option's premium move? And at the money option has a delta of around 0.5, meaning it captures roughly half of every point the index moves. A deep in the money option has a delta close to 1. It moves almost rupee for rupee with the index, like holding the stock itself. And a far out of the money option has a tiny delta, maybe 0.1, so it barely reacts unless there's a big move. There's a second, beautiful way to read delta, as a rough probability. A delta of 0.3 loosely suggests about a 30% chance that option finishes in the money by expiry. So delta is your strike selection tool. A higher delta option costs more premium but tracks the move faithfully and is more likely to pay off. A low delta, cheap option is a lottery ticket that needs a large, fast move to work. Choosing between them is choosing your risk, consciously, instead of just buying the cheapest thing on the screen, which is what most beginners do, and then wonder why it expired worthless. Delta has 3 siblings, the other Greeks, and you should at least know their names. Theta is time decay. The rupees your option quietly loses every single day just because time passed. Theta is the enemy of every option buyer. Gamma tells you how quickly your delta itself changes as price moves. It's highest for at the money options near expiry, which is why they can swing so violently. And Vega measures how sensitive your option is to implied volatility, how much you gain or lose if the market's expected volatility rises or falls. You don't need to master these on day one, but remember the headline. As a buyer, theta is working against you every day, so you cannot afford to be slow or wrong for long. That brings us naturally to IV, implied volatility, and the ATM, implied volatility, in the summary strip. Implied volatility is the market's own expectation of how much the price is going to swing, baked directly into the option's price. When 4 is high, options are expensive, you are paying up for big expected movement, which is common right before major results, budget days, or election results. When 4 is low, options are relatively cheap. Now here is the classic beginner trap, and it catches almost everyone once. You feel sure about the direction, so you buy an option right before a big event when 4 is sky high. The event happens, the uncertainty disappears, implied volatility collapses in an instant, and your option loses money even though you were right about the direction, because you overpaid for volatility that then vanished. So before you ever buy, glance at the 4 and ask one question: am I paying a fair price, or am I overpaying for fear that's about to fade? Let's put it all together with a quick, imaginary example, reading one strike end to end, the way you actually will. Say Nifty spot is near 24,300 and I look at the 24,300 call, the at-the-money call. I read across its row, the premium, its LTP, tells me what one share costs, times the lot, that's my total risk. Its delta is around 0.5, so it'll capture about half of Nifty's next move and has roughly a coin flip chance of finishing in the money. Its open interest tells me how crowded that strike is. Then I glance below spot and see the biggest put OI sitting at, say, 24,000, that's my likely support. Above, the biggest call OI at 24,500, that's my likely resistance. The PCR gives me the overall mood, and the 4 tells me if premiums are rich or cheap. In under a minute, from one screen, I've read the expected range, the sentiment, the cost, and the odds, without a single tip from anyone. Before we finish, let me save you some painful, expensive lessons, the mistakes almost every beginner makes. 1. Buying far out of the money options just because they're cheap for a reason, and most expire worthless. 2. Ignoring theta and holding too long, watching the premium bleed away day after day. 3. Buying when 4 is very high, right before an event, then getting crushed when volatility collapses. 4. Treating a single number like PCR as a magic signal instead of reading the whole picture. And 5. The biggest one, trading with money you can't afford to lose. Remember that 90% figure. The option chain is a fantastic map, but a map does not remove the risk of the journey. So, what are the real benefits of the option chain, and how do you actually use it? First, it hands you support and resistance for free. The highest put OI marks your likely floor, the highest call OI your likely ceiling, no drawing lines on a chart required. Second, it reveals sentiment, the PCR and where fresh OI is building show you which way the crowd is leaning and how strongly. Third, it helps you pick the right strike, consciously, using delta and the premium to match the risk you're actually comfortable taking. And fourth, it shows you where the smart money has already positioned itself before you commit a single rupee of your own. On top of all that, you can customize exactly which columns you see using the Manage button, switch instantly between expiries and underlines, and view the whole market's options map on one screen. Master this one table and you stop guessing and start reading what the market is genuinely doing in real time. That is the edge the option chain gives you. And that is the option chain, from the ground up, options, calls and puts, strikes, the premium, open interest and its change, the PCR, delta and the Greeks, and implied volatility, all in one screen. Don't worry if it feels like a lot, nobody absorbs it in one sitting. Open the chain, watch how these numbers behave over a few sessions, and slowly it will click into place. If this lesson helped you, please subscribe to the TradeLele Lab channel. We post daily updated stock ideas and simple, honest lessons every market day. Once again, this was for education only, not a recommendation, and options carry real risk. Thank you so much for watching, and happy learning.